And welcome back to the Bama Boys Podcast, Ep.8. We're back.
Yo, 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 yo.
I'm Drod. My co-host Must is here, and
What
we're
up?
we're fired up to be back and to be back on the airwaves again.
Yeah, we keep saying we're going to do monthly episodes. I think we're close.
We're close. We're getting better.
We're getting better. We're getting better, folks. We're getting better.
I don't know how better, but we are getting better. All right, so
As long attempt was made.
well, that's what I'm saying. We're here. That's all that matters.
All that matters.
But uh, you messaged me last week and said that you had uh, Must News on the ground, um, and
Reporting live.
reporting live from the Epstein Files crime room. So
Yep, yep.
um, I guess you well, Epstein Files is a hot button issue right now across politics. And actually, just a couple of days ago, I got asked first time by somebody. Of course, Must has been bombarded, I'm sure, where he's at. But I actually got asked the first question by a liberal, uh, somebody me and you used to hang out with on the E-Fed scene, Must. But
Uh-oh.
he said, just got to ask you, what do you think of the Epstein List situation? So I figured, you know what, might as well. We covered it a little bit on, we talked about Cash and Pam Bondi on the last episode, I believe. I don't think we ever talked about the Epstein files, but that's the hot button issue right now, Mus. So go ahead and give your opinion. That's going to be a little bit different, but I'm sure some people has already heard that.
Well, my opinion is something needed to come out. You can't just, how I said, brush it under the rug. It is a hot topic, like you said. I was constantly asked last week about how I felt about it, and I just told him the truth. I said that he doesn't need to just sweep this under the rug. It's going to have to be addressed, or we're going to lose the midterms. And in general, I asked multiple people who voted for Donald Trump this time around, and they said they wouldn't vote for him again. And to me, that just tells me right there how hot this topic is. And I guess I would say that I'm glad the jury, was it the records or whether the jury, I'm glad that he has finally releasing something. And I know it'll take time for us to see that, but
Well,
that had not come out
he
since I talked
instructed
to these individuals.
Pam Bondi to look into it and release things.
Yeah. And I came and I told the multiple people who asked me, I said, you've got two things that has probably happened. I said, A, there's not enough evidence to punish somebody with it beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the court system. That's been the law of the land for since dawn of time. There's just not enough evidence to go after these people. Or B, the swamp is bigger than we thought. And that's what I kept. That was my answer to a lot of these questions that I was asked. I'm thankful that he has came out and they're doing something about it. We're going to hear the jury deliberations and stuff like that. That's one positive, I think, since me and you've had that conversation last week.
Mm.
But that's my take, and I know your take, and theirs are going to be a little different. But
Well, my take would probably
but
be
anyway, it's not the podcast without it, I guess. So
my take's gonna be, I mean, my take is what it is. It's a slippery slope. The whole thing is. I've told you, and then I'll tell it to a whole hand group of other people if I have to. You take a list of people, you name drop them, and you just put that list out there. The United States then has 1 billion lawsuits that they have to handle. You cannot drop a list of names without hardcore evidence. Now, I think it should be looked at, and people should know, but it has to be handled carefully. And another thing, all these people saying, well, I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump again, or whatever you said. Well, you don't have to vote for Donald Trump again because he's not running again. You're going to have probably J.D. Vance, Ron DeSantis, Marco Rubio. That'll probably be some of the ones running. And then on the other side, you'll have Gavin Newsom and probably AOC. Lord help us all. But anyways.
Yeah, help us all with that.
But people say, well, I voted for this, I voted for this. Well, whoever did wrong in this situation, Epstein List, whatever, needs to be handled, needs to be held accountable. Personally, it's not something that I voted for, so I'm not fired up about it. I'm just kind of, some people may get upset at this, but when Trump tweeted or Truth Socialed it out last week, I think it was, I'm sick and tired of hearing about this BS. I said, now that is the message that I like to hear, because we heard about it all this time. The big hot button issue, the big beautiful bill. The big beautiful bill's got to be passed for us to win the midterms. We're gonna get crushed in the midterms if we don't get this bill straightened out. We get the bill straightened out. It gets passed, and now Epstein List. Yeah, man, what's gonna come? And it's just one thing after another. I'm with Trump. I'm sick and tired of the BS. Like you said, Pam Bondi, get it done so we can shut these people up about it. Because if any other administration, you never hollered about them getting it done, so now you want to holler about this and try to derail the train, have at it. It's not working for me. One of the main things that I voted for Trump for was border security. Border security is the greatest it's ever been. Look at the border crossings. Anybody who voted for Donald Trump for border security is happy right now and could care less about a list. Just being honest with you. I don't think he's losing as much base as people think he is right now. Because normal people, like I talked to somebody the other day, they asked me, said, what is the Epstein List? What is this all about? Normal everyday people don't know what the crap they're talking about. But you ask them, say, well, what do you think about the border? Well, Trump has got it shut down right now. And that's a good thing. They know about that. But they have no clue what the Epstein List is. I'm just saying, it needs to be handled. Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have let us down tremendously. The biggest upside of the Trump administration was Marco Rubio, Tom Homan, and Scott Bessent. And Tom Homan really just lit into somebody the other day. They got up and started yelling at him he was speaking. I want to say it was at Turning Point, USA. And he said, I got about 15 minutes left in this speech. You meet me over here at the side. We'll see how much of a man you really are. Now that's the type of leadership I like. I like Tom Homan. But Kash Patel's been a letdown. Pam Bondi's been a letdown. Now Pam Bondi, she's not on anyone's sweetheart list right now, but she can be if she does what Trump asked her to do. And we get this Epstein List out of the way. She does her job. We move on. She gets to keep her job. But if she fails at this, I think it's time to hit the road.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much agree on that. I think either both of them need to be fired or one of them needs to be fired, because they both ran on draining the swamp, and those are two picks that I think has lied to the American people, and they need to be gone personally.
Oh, I agree.
Especially
But see, me and you can disagree on certain things of this. But, when it comes to a liberal, if we used to disagree with them, it's a hate crime. You know what I mean? Lock them in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We're
you're
gonna we're gonna defriend
ah,
you over it.
we're gonna take
We're
you
going
off
to
our friends list, and you're a racist, and this and that.
yeah. It's usually how it goes. That's the difference between I call it normal humans and obscure humans.
Well, anything else you want to say about the list?
I mean, we pretty much cover it. You know me. I wasn't happy last week. I'll be honest because I was one of those who said he needs to come out with something. He needs to order something. He needs to do something. I said you can't just say it's over with. And I'm glad that something came out. I think it's going to be a really important piece of detail that'll hopefully calm some minds when it does eventually come out. Of course, that'll take time because you've got to unseal that document, but I think it'll be a good thing to come out.
I hope you're right. And when he does, I hope everyone shuts up about it. Because there's a lot more important things going on right now in this country that needs
Yep,
to be done.
like Obama being arrested.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I'm going to talk about it, bro.
I wasn't going to hit that yet, but I'm glad you did.
That right there, if I mean, it's pretty much true at this point.
Well, they're still, whistleblowers are still coming out and things are still coming out, but it's just been some interesting stuff come out the past couple of days that Tulsi Gabbard has uncovered.
You want me to tell you what's going to happen? I can already tell the future.
Go
You
ahead.
can't believe these people.
Oh yeah, yeah. They'll
Like they
go.
did to Trump, like they
Yeah.
did exactly to Trump. You can't believe these people.
Oh, the Obamas are going to podcast somewhere and do sweetheart, all this honeymoon stuff and we're standing, and it'll be all over with. So there you
Well, I'm hoping it won't be because I hope they look into it, Tulsi Gabbard and them personally, uh, because I think he would technically have presidential immunity, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
go. Well,
But
it's
if
if you say something like that about Trump, though, he don't have no immunity.
yeah,
He don't have no
well,
rights.
it's people who think they're law majors. They
Yeah,
come out of the woodwork and.
yeah,
Of course, I'm not, but I can Google things pretty quickly, and I
well,
took a social studies class, and I'm pretty sure, and I listened, so
well,
it's not that hard to figure out politics.
Clinton, Bush, Obama, yeah, they got immunity. But if you ask somebody, well, Trump's got, oh no, 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 he can't have immunity. They'll come up with something.
Yeah, he's a dictator, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, authoritarian. That's what we're living under. A king, bro.
Yeah, there's only one king, bro, and he
Amen.
ain't down here.
He ain't down here,
He
bro.
ain't down here.
He was down here a long time ago. Ain't no more.
And personally, I don't blame him for not being down here.
Well, he's off preparing a better place for us. And if you believe
But
in Jesus, you get to go there one day.
you know, I just don't understand how somebody can hear what came out. Was it yesterday about Obama?
It
When did
was
Tulsi come out with that?
well, really, it started churning Saturday, but a lot of it come out Sunday.
But that means the whole Mueller report and all that junk was all fabricated garbage, which would label him a terrorist. I mean, not a terrorist, but a traitor.
Yeah.
If he was the one that conspired against. But I mean, again, he would have presidential immunity, but I still think that stuff needs to come out.
Well, I agree. I mean, you gotta let things be told. The truth needs to be told, no matter what the truth is. If it's the truth, let it be spread everywhere. That's what I'm big on right now. Truth. Give me the truth. What's the truth? You know, and the Bible says the truth shall set you free. Hmm. That's interesting.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't get people's, and I mean, of course, we'll have some flack, I'm sure, but or I will get some flack with some people I know. But at this point, it's words. It's my belief. You have
Mm-hmm.
your beliefs. You can
Yep.
believe in evolution, that evolution trash. You can believe in heck, you could believe in Barney the dinosaur for all I care. But I mean, I'm not gonna shove my beliefs down your throat, just like I don't want you to shove your beliefs down my throat.
Well, Barney,
And
that was an
my
interesting show.
job, my
Just saying.
yeah,
A good show. Anyways, go ahead.
my job with this podcast is to just spread my beliefs. I'm not forcing you to listen to it. I'm not forcing you to believe it. And that's just my take. I know there's some people that's going to listen to this episode because I've been asked about it. I don't know, 3 or 4 times now.
Well, in other news, uh, I am running for a city council.
City council, finally dipping your toe in the political realm.
Dipping my toes in the politics.
If y'all don't know
Send,
D-Rod, he lives in a pretty small town, and
well,
I
it's
told him,
small.
I said, well, it's just a start. So next thing you know, you're gonna be running that presidential campaign.
Well, as much as I love politics, and it sooner or later had to happen in my mind, and I kind of got, you know, kind of like, well, this is what I want you to do. Okay, well, here's an open door. Do I go through it or not? So I went through it, and here we are. And
I think you get it.
there's a lot of things in the city that needs to be changed. A lot of cleanup needs to happen, and I hope I can lead that charge.
I hope you can too. There's a lot of buildings that need to be tore down. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, a lot of cleanup.
Just
That's
like
what
in
I mean.
America. In America, there's a lot of cleanup to do.
Yeah,
They're
more than just
slowly cleaning it up.
buildings as well. And that I tell you another thing. You know, I've listened to this song a lot lately, but I know you. I think you've listened to it a little bit as well. But it's the truth. Nealon's put it on their album. Uh, the year they
Rest
passed
in
away.
peace.
Yeah, and then now the vocal band, Gaither Vocal Band, have taken it, and it was actually co-written by Larry Gatlin and Bill. So it was a Gaither song to begin with, but they took it and revamped it, and it's called "There's a Hole in the Heart of This Country," and that's the truth. And the only way that hole's gonna be filled is God. Uh, and that's the only way we're gonna have revival in America. If we turn our eyes to Him. And also, I'm excited. In other news, local news, I guess you could call this part of the podcast. We have a new pastor, me and Must do, and we are super excited about that. Uh, he is a close friend of mine, and never in a million years, if you told me 10 years ago, hey, he's going to be a pastor in 10 years, ha! What are you smoking, But it's just funny how the Lord works. And I'm excited about the church, future of the church. Um, and I think good things are on the horizon for America, good things are on the horizon for everyone who believes in the Lord.
Yeah. Amen. There's nothing I can really follow up about that. I never. He was one of D-Rod's former teachers, and uh, I never had him. I wish I did. Uh, But I've got to know him here recently, and he's treated me like he's known me for 10 years as well. So
Exactly.
that's the type of person you want to meet, and that's the type of person you want leading your church. So,
Yeah, you gotta be uh, hands and feet of Jesus if you want a pastor. That's what you gotta have, and somebody with a vision. I think he's got a vision for the church, and uh, I talked about that on the last episode. We need a vision. Leadership in America need a vision. Leadership in churches need a vision. Leadership in cities need a vision.
all
Um,
right.
if you don't have a vision, it ain't gonna work. It's just gonna fall apart.
I mean,
Also, in other
I
news,
think,
breaking news, I downloaded Fortnite
uh
again.
oh,
So there you
yeah. I never thought I'd see the day that D-Rod downloaded Fortnite.
go.
I'm shocked. I got a screenshot, folks. Probably about, was it last night you sent that?
About 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, 8:30 last night. I'm half asleep, and that just is a picture of him downloading Fortnite. I was like, well, okay. I guess we're back.
We'll see how long it lasts.
No,
Fortnite.
you the big dog talking smack.
Well,
You the
you
big aunt, big kahuna, bro.
you stated the other night. You said I have a love-hate relationship with Fortnite. And I stated I have a hate-hate relationship with Fortnite.
Oh, you used to like it.
No, I was never a Fortnite fan. But we'll see what happens with it. Only,
Just
only.
think, Black Ops 7's on the horizon.
Borderlands 4 is on the horizon. That's what's on the horizon for me.
I'll play it, but I don't think it'll be good as 2.
Well, we can't compare diamonds to cherries, can we?
Nicole. Yeah, that's a saying and a half, ain't it?
It's just one of those. Borderlands 2 is one of those games you can't ever get past. But I'm
Well,
happy.
I guess in off topic, Superman was pretty good.
Oh yeah, Superman. This episode, guys, is going to be a etc. episode because uh, we just here. Um, Superman was great. I thought Guy Gardner was great. I thought Mr. Terrific was great. I thought that those two were the the diamond of the movie. The greatest part of the movie was Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, and Mrs. Terrific. It was amazing. And I think David Corn Sweat done a great job as Superman. Big role to have.
Very big role.
You can't have a bigger role than Superman. Really. I mean, unless you're thinking about.
No, and it was just crazy to me how everybody was comparing it to wokeness and trying to compare him to being an immigrant and all that junk. I said, just watch the movie.
Well,
I mean, I get, James Gunn is a liberal,
yeah.
but I'm not a liberal hater. I disagree with liberals 100%. But I'm not going to be one of those who I used to be one of those. I'll be honest. I'll be the first one to admit
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah, you were.
But I'm not going to be one of those that just because a liberal makes something, I've got to, not associate anything to do with it or anything like that.
That's like,
Because first,
man, somebody told me the other day, he said, man, I can't wait for Ron DeSantis to run again for president. I said, I can wait for it however long you want. They said, what are you talking about? I said, a man that'll go over and sue Disney? I mean, good grief. I understand Disney has their problems right now, but a few years ago he sued Disney over the stupidest crap. And here we go now. Ron DeSantis does have some good qualities. He sticks up, he's got some good things going. But that was not a good decision. That was just dumb. So, right now, this guy right here is on the J.D. Vance Marco Rubio train for 2028.
I just don't know about Marco Rubio, man.
Bro, he's running half the government right now.
I
he's
mean,
he's got
yeah,
about
but I
10
want.
roles.
I wish Vivek in it. That's me personally.
Who?
Vivek.
Oh, Vivek. Well, yeah, but he's governor. He's running for Ohio governor.
Yeah, I know, but
Now, maybe by that time that'll be over. I don't know. I don't know the year schedule for that, but
me
um,
personally, the dream team right now would be not Robert Kennedy. Is it Robert Kennedy, Louisiana senator?
no, that's John Kennedy.
John Kennedy. Yeah, I knew that didn't sound
Robert
right.
Kennedy is the.
Is yeah, is worm guy. Uh,
But Robert Kennedy's doing a great job.
I've seen a lot about how Pepsi's going to have to start using sugarcane now officially.
Pepsi, Coke,
Um,
a lot of things changing under his leadership.
but
But John Kennedy's too old.
yeah, I get it, man. But I'd like to see some of that straight shooterness from him. Like
Now, he does have some good quotes, that's for sure.
yeah, AOC would be an awful president. Just FYI, anybody wants to vote for him, of course you're going to have those. I'm going to say A hats that's going to vote for her. But if you vote for quite literally, you need to get your brain checked. I don't care who's on the ballot. AOC would be the single worst thing to ever happen to this country since the British invaded. And that's going to be my
Oh boy,
sentence of the day.
boy, that'll go up on the wall.
That's going to go up on a wall right now, bro, because
Goodness.
she is awful. I'd rather have Bernie Sanders than her.
Well,
I'd rather go through Joe Biden again.
yeah, I agree there.
I'd rather Hillary win than her.
I don't know about that.
Well, that is pretty much a toss up.
Oh, crooked Hillary. I remember that.
Yeah, she might throw us out of a window.
Yeah.
Or we may actually fall out of a window, man.
Yeah, well, whichever story you want to go with.
Yeah. And Bill might try to smell
He'll
her
tell
hair
him
or
what he'll
something.
do. He'll have some pizza parties at the White House.
Yeah,
That's
there'll be a
what Bill
party,
will
all
do.
right.
Then he'll sniff a little bit.
Give you a nice little back massage.
Yeah, and have a few lines running on the table. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's Mr. Clinton for you. The Great Clinton Legacy.
Yeah. What legacy? The Clinton murder family?
Don't talk about them that way, bro.
Yeah, I may disappear. Bring it on.
Well, you may be shut down right after that statement.
Yeah, my brakes might not work one day.
uh,
All of a sudden, they just completely quit. And I go head first into a brick wall.
uh, I'll make a good speech at your funeral.
Yeah. Just play Heaven's Jubilee for me, all right?
Fly out, fly away.
Yeah.
He's flying away, folks.
Out of here. Get me out of this cesspool.
Well, I want to bring up something, and we're kind of, Sunday school and church, both. Church all day Sunday was good, but the message Sunday morning and Sunday school, and the Sunday school lesson Sunday morning was good. I want to find that verse about Judas.
It's in
Yeah, here it is, Matthew 26.
yeah, Matthew.
Judas Iscariot, one of Jesus' disciples, asked Jesus, "Surely is not I a rabbi?" Um, so talks about that. He calls him rabbi. Judas calls Jesus rabbi in Matthew 26. The rest of the disciples call him Lord. And Jody brought this up in Sunday school, and I was like, you know what? We got a ton of that in our country and just around here in general. We got a load full of Judases, and we ain't
Yeah,
got
apparently
enough.
I'm one.
And we ain't got enough disciples, bro. Because these people around here calling Jesus Rabbi, they ain't calling him Lord. Because Lord means authority. That means, okay, yeah, you got authority over my life. You're the boss. But Rabbi just means teacher, which is good. I mean, Jesus was a teacher. But up to that point, the 11 disciples calling him Lord, Judas called him Rabbi. That shows you, if you don't recognize him as Lord of your life, things are going to take a turn, and who knows, you may end up off the beaten path, like Judas did.
You gotta surrender. That's
Yep.
why people don't follow Christ. They're either A, church hurt, B, I heard a real good saying, and I think I've either said it on here before about people feeling judged when they get in the church. Atheists will go in there or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that they think that we're better than them, which is the complete opposite. The reality is we were them,
Mm-hmm.
um, and in fact still are them.
Yeah, we all sinners.
We just acknowledge our mistakes, whereas the atheist does not.
Yeah.
They keep living in sin and they keep thinking everything's all right. And when we sin, we come under the conviction. But I've said it, and I want to put it on a T-shirt one day. At this point, about feeling judged in the church house,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be judged by men than judged by God,
Oh yeah.
because that day is gonna come when you're not gonna have an answer. Right now, you may have all the answers in the whole entire book, but there's gonna come a time, and I encourage people to sit down like I did, a former atheist speaking here. Sit down like I did and actually read the Gospels.
Oh yeah. The Gospels
I-
are
There's too
central.
there's too there's too many manuscripts. There's too much evidence to support Jesus was a real person.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus walked this earth and he was Christ. And
Yep.
one day you will be judged by that. And oh, weary is that day that comes for the non-believer. I
Yep.
feel so sad. I don't feel anger. I don't feel disappointment. I feel sadness. Because there's going to be friends of mine who's going to face God and not have an answer.
Yep.
That's not a judging statement, that is a truth statement. I encourage people to get a hold of that and grasp hold of that. Like you said, we're all Judases. And in fact, I think every one of us still is. But at the end of the day, we're more of a Peter. We deny Christ daily by sinning. But at the end of the day, we come back to him and
He's
we
e-
repeat the cycle.
he is either Lord or he's nothing. I'm just saying.
And it don't take
He's
much.
either Lord or he's nothing. You decide.
And I think I love when what our pastor, a new pastor, said um, yesterday. He said, "If works could save me, if works can't save me, then how can they let me lose my salvation?"
Mm-hmm.
Listen, just think about that for a second. About how this whole once saved, always saved. There's some people in my timeline, like my stepsister, who I don't even know what she believes in no more half the time. Uh, she thinks, every holiday is a pagan holiday and stuff like that. But I encourage, please, just read the Gospels.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I started off with. I didn't start off in Genesis. I started off with Matthew 1. And I
Yeah.
came to the conclusion that Jesus was Lord. Now, have I faltered desperately? Have I walked away? Oh, 100%. That's just like people see Jesus as a dictator or a president to control your life, but in reality, he's a shepherd.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
And once a shepherd always stays with his flock. And when
always.
one walks away, he's going to search for that one.
Yeah.
So
So
please,
what's the say?
I
You gotta
encourage you,
come home, as that song says. You know, that's what it is.
stop being a Judas and be a Peter.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to leave
Stop
that at.
being a Judas and be a disciple. And hey, put him as Lord of your life. Announce it. Claim it. Because he is. If you
You
allow
know,
him to be.
everything's about me, me, me. People are selfish nowadays, and I'm guilty of it just as much as the next person. But golly, I have never, we took a trip up to a big city, not to probably was it Saturday. Man, the amount of people cutting each other off, have no care for anybody but themselves, and that's just the world we live in nowadays. And I think us and Jody talked about that,
No, yeah.
about the whole me movement.
Yeah, we got me all over the place.
It's all about me. People used to help people all the time. You just don't
Uh,
see it no more. I mean,
well,
of course,
you
I
gotta.
didn't grow up in that generation.
No, but, you know, we gotta be the change. We gotta revive. Only God can heal us in this country and everything going on. And
And I think
I think He
D-Rod,
will.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm getting fired up over here. I just find it amazing that people will sit there and say the Bible's a fairy tale, but the Bible has predicted everything that's happening now.
Well, they'll come up with
Read
the
it.
excuses.
Men will be lovers of themselves. There'll be false prophets. People will no longer be of sound doctrine. I mean, as you like to say, wake up and smell the freaking coffee.
Wake up, smell the coffee. It's time
I rest the
to
case.
hop on board or get left behind. I think that's your saying. But I used it.
It just reminds me of that song, Life is Like a Mountain Railway,
Oh, yeah.
with an engineer. That is great. We must make the run successful. See, those people forget we must make the run successful. God is not your babysitter.
Oh, yeah.
God is not your God is not going to sit there and hold your hand. You have got to make the choice. And yes, bad things happen to good people. That's another thing I'm tired of hearing about. Why does God allow that happen? Why does God allow that happen? Why does God allow it to happen? We did this to ourselves thousands of years
Fallen
ago.
men.
God has a solution to this problem, and he sent it and we killed him.
Well, yeah. Because we're fallen. All happened in the garden.
It's not a physical solution, it is a spiritual solution. These babies that die at birth, these families that are completely murdered, there is a solution. Paradise for eternity. I'd rather be in heaven than live on this earth, D-Rod. I don't know about you.
Well, I want to go to heaven, but I love living down here too. Ain't that a song? That's a
I mean,
gospel song, ain't
hey,
it?
beef nachos is pretty good, bro.
Well, that's like I think it is a song. I want to go to heaven. It's in the Mafia, I think. No, wait a minute. I don't know. It's a gospel song. Mark Lowry sings it with the Martins. Look it up.
Everybody wants to go to heaven, but
Everybody wants to
nobody
go to
wants to
heaven,
die.
but nobody wants to die. That's it.
That's the truth. I mean,
Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Even old Loretta Lynn sang that song. Well, looky there. Alright, anything else must? I'm gonna read something, and you can give a verse. Anything else?
Well, I just want to say, folks, we didn't have an episode after the 4th, did we?
Don't think so.
It was a real good 4th of July. I hope everyone had a good 4th of July. I know we're about 2 weeks out from the 4th of July now, but uh, I loved seeing that there was a No Kings 2.0 that got started up, apparently.
Well, it
That didn't
wasn't.
last
It wasn't
long.
as big. Probably had
No.
about 2 people doing it. But anyways.
I just loved.
Well, that
We
was
got to
No
remind the
Kings
British
Day.
who's boss. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was
No
No
kings.
Kings. I was at Burger King the other day. I said, No Kings. I put on one of their crowns, they sit on the tables. No Kings Day.
Yeah, we've got a picture to prove it, folks. D-Rod has got a Burger King crown on. No Kings Day.
No Kings Day. That's my favorite day of the week.
I think that was the dumbest movement I ever seen in my life.
Well, every person that was a part of that has never listened in a history class. They
Not once.
never paid attention. You either on your phones or were snoozing during history class when you took history throughout your whole entire school career, especially in high school. You never listened once if you participated in that. And I don't mind to tell you, as somebody with a history degree, you never listened. You don't know history. Stay at the house, eat your Doritos, and shut up.
I think I know what you're fixing to hit on is the Mexican Mexico and all that junk. It's stolen land and all that.
Oh,
junk.
yeah, man, stolen land. Oh, boy. Let me tell you a little bit about stolen land. Ha! Okay. Oh, man, I tell you, liberals are just so interesting sometimes.
And I get it. If anybody deserves reparations, it's the freaking Indians. We treated them awful. I will be the one to sit here and say that first precedent. But since the dawn of time, this is how it's worked. The man with the biggest staff has ruled the world. That's how it's always
That's
worked.
exactly how it is. Power, power, power. Just how it goes.
And did you see any of the Indians riding and stuff? D-Rod?
No, peaceful. Peaceful,
There you
peaceful.
go. It's all these people who think they know history. It's all these people who think they have a say in all these protests and all that junk. They don't even know what they're protesting half the time.
Oh no, just get your signs out. What's on them?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they hear Donald Trump and then it's we got to go out there.
Yeah, bad man. Orange hair, bad.
Yeah, orange man bad. That's all
Orange
I
man,
hear.
bad.
I'm sorry, we bought the land from Mexico. They're lucky we even offered to pay them.
Well,
That's gonna be my 2 cents
Gulf
in
of
that. They
America.
lost a war, and sorry to say, but that's how it worked.
Well,
They
hey,
were paid $14 million in 1846. I could be wrong on that.
well, I don't know,
History
Dick.
teacher
I'm
could
not
probably
trying.
misquote.
All I'm saying is that's history. You need to learn it, study it, go do it. If you want to go out there and protest about all this, at least do some knowledgeable research. Instead of going to CNNs and listen to what they say. You know, like that's a great thing
Well,
to do.
CNN came out today and said tariffs were working.
Is what? They're working? Oh wow.
CNN came out today and said tariffs were working a
Maybe
little
we need
bit.
to start listening to them then. Maybe they're turning the page.
I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but the U.S. revenue went up this year for the first time. And this is coming straight from CNN, so I could
Well,
be
they're the
misquoting
truth,
something.
man.
But
Truth will set you free. Anyways, I'm gonna read these lyrics and then Leroy get your verse ready. Um, this is a song that I told you about earlier. There's a hole in the heart of this country. There's a whole lot of empty going on. There's a whole lot of tears, a whole lot of fears. Somewhere along the way we lost our song. Let us stand on the rock of the ages. Let us shine like a city on a hill. There's a hole in the heart of America that only God can heal. And that is true. Leroy, you got
Yep.
us a verse?
Since we mentioned it in the in this episode, I mentioned it, I guess I could say. I want to read from 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2. And this was a premonition, or a not really a premonition, but a foretelling of what's happening now. I guess I touched on that earlier. But 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 2 reads us this. It's reading from the King James, and I'll give you the New King James for all those out there who wants that. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boisterous, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. And the New King James Version reads about the same thing. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, and unholy. Now, if that don't remind you what's going on now, I don't know what does. But
Hmm, sounds kind of familiar.
yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Hmm,
But I know we touched on a lot of things in this episode. We had a lot to talk about.
well, we're
I
just
wish
catching
we,
up mainly.
yeah, we were really catching up. It was kind of a rapid fire episode. Um, and I know probably people was going to be like, well, it was quick with things. We just had a lot on our minds this time around. I know D-Rod did. He called me about 4 times today, or sent me about 4 or 5 messages today saying we need to do it at this time and this time and this time. I said, well, we'll just hammer her down. So we hammered her down, D-Rod, but you take it away.
Alright, thank you all for listening. Subscribe, follow if you're on Spotify, and just if you're on Apple, subscribe, add us to your list, everything. We appreciate it. And I'm just going to play this TikTok snippet here at the end to end it out. Just remember to follow us, subscribe, and make sure you don't miss the next episode. I think the next couple episodes, I haven't talked to Must about this yet, so good thing it's on live here. I think next couple episodes we're going to try to get some guests on, maybe. We shall see.
Interesting.
We shall see. Just have to work out schedules and everything. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you all in the next episode.
See y'all. Lost our soul.